This is a little bit surprising because the U.S. said, Dr. Paul, that everything is up to Ukraine. Everything is up to Ukraine. They can talk, they cannot talk. Well, put on that next clip because it doesn't seem that's the case. This is from our friends at antiwar.com and Dave DeCamp. White House says it opposes a ceasefire in Ukraine. You guys keep fighting. Isn't that sick?
Yeah, it is sick. It really is. And I can just imagine them, stay away from us. Our job is, we're in charge of starting wars. Well, it's not our responsibility to stop these wars, but they won't even talk to them. There's a bit of irony here that you have two countries that we consider the worst countries in the world, where the China and the Russians might talk about how can we bring about peace in Ukraine. We don't want to have any part of this. And it just seems like, what is the motivation? Well, there's a lot of motivations, money and power and who knows what, but they're doing things which seem so really stupid and dangerous and costly, but they keep doing it.
Well, the Chinese had a kind of a roadmap for peace, in Ukraine and Russia, and according to what Dave DeCamp reported, Zelensky expressed openness to China's proposal, but it was immediately rejected by President Biden. And let's do that next clip because this is what Biden said through his spokesperson, John Kirby. John Kirby says, "We don't support calls for a ceasefire right now. We certainly don't support calls for a ceasefire that would be called for by the PRC, People's Republic of China, in a meeting in Moscow that would simply benefit Russia." So I think the backdrop to this whole thing, Dr. Paul, is the increasing irrelevance of the U.S. on the world stage, because the PRC, and we've talked about this last week, they're coming off a massive victory in reestablishing diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran. That's historic. It was because of them. They were brokering this. We were enjoying the enmity between the two. And China came in, and now I think I read the news this morning, for the first time in 25 years, the King of Saudi Arabia is inviting the Iranian president for a visit to Saudi Arabia. This is astonishing, and it was all brokered by the PRC. And so I think what we're saying when we look at what Kirby says is that the U.S. is panicking over the fact that China is going around the world making peace in these conflicts that the U.S. loves to keep stirred up.